Oh shoot, I forgot to set up Instagram. I wonder if it's too late to do that. Hold on. Let's see if I can swing this. Come on, email. Where are you? There it is. Okay, I'm going to try. If I can't get on Instagram, then I can't get on Instagram. But I'm going to try. Update the channel and provide a new stream key. I did. Put in a stream key. All right, well, I tried my best. Okay, so I don't know if Instagram is going to work or not, but that's just the breaks. Oh, well, okay, I tried. I tried and I failed. I was going to, I'm here a little early because I was going to like self-promote for a couple minutes, but. When I can't get things to work, I just like have to keep trying. Let me try one more time to get Instagram to work. Stream details for Color With Me. Oh, I did it. I did it. I got Instagram to work. Yay. Okay. Hi, Nessa. And Francis. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you got the planner. Yeah, so I'm here a couple minutes early to self-promote. And that would be the new planners. So it comes in two versions, the coloring book version and then the full color version. And I'll show you the full color one real quick, just because it shows up a little bit better on screen. But the coloring book has the same illustrations, just in black and white. And then the theme this year is witchy home and garden. And I tried to make everything cozy and comforting and just simple things, magic you can do at home, small spells and rituals, and then just like symbolism and things you might have in your house, things you might see in your house, just to look at life and your surroundings in a new way. And there's if you're in the broom closet, no worries. There's plenty of like hidden spells and things to do, like magic in plain sight, things to do that you don't have to share with anyone or tell anyone that you're a witch or anything like that. Or even if you don't call yourself a witch, there's just a lot of little enchantments and things to connect with magic, whether your home is big or small. And it's also a planner. So most people get my planners more for the art and the magic and the ritual, but there are calendars. And if you don't actually plan things in them, you could write like your dreams or your intuition or just gratitude or small things that happen during the day. Or you could write, the things that you actually have to do. And then there's like moon signs and moon phases and a few small astrological occurrences. and lots of illustrations. Lots of illustrations and small things to do. So they're available now, shop.coloringbookofshadows.com, and also on Amazon. If you have received it and you are willing and able to leave a review on Amazon, I really appreciate that. And if you can't get it and you can just add it to your Amazon wish list, that's also very, very helpful. Even if you do get it, if you add it to your Amazon wish list, it's very helpful. So that's the commercial. Thanks, Lisa. Lisa says she got her planner today. I appreciate that. I really hope you guys like it and have a magical year. And then today, I almost colored in the planner with pencils. It's a double-sided book, so it's really most appropriate for pencils, unless you have the printable version. So markers, I have a lot of books that are single-sided print, and you can definitely use markers in the single-sided books as long as you put scrap paper under your page as you're coloring, which I will be doing today. So I have some scrap paper under my page. Markers definitely bleed through. So this is the back of the page I did last time. So markers, use them in single-sided books, and put paper under the page as you color, and you're good to go. But anyway, this is Bold and Easy Magic by me, Amy Chesery. And if this is your first time joining me for one of these sessions, they are, I call them chill coloring sessions because the point is really to just enjoy some of the benefits of doing art without expectations. So it's more about the way we feel versus the outcome. And the outcome might be spectacular, or it might not turn out the way you wanted, but we do our best not to judge ourselves or not to judge and feel like frustrated or whatever. And it happens. Sometimes I feel frustrated too if it doesn't turn out how I wanted, but don't beat yourself up for beating yourself up. The best thing to do is just watch the color go down, and it's okay to notice what you would do different if you did it again. I certainly have those moments and those pages that didn't turn out quite like I wanted. But that's okay. That's part of the process. And with art, that's how we learn and that's how we grow. So today I'm going to be coloring this page with alcohol markers. Again, I have my scrap paper underneath, and it's a single-sided book. And you can color along with me today and do what I'm doing, but I'm going to just be upfront that I'm going to completely experiment today and kind of let loose. So I maybe don't do what I'm doing unless you're okay with it being very experimental. So I really have no idea how it's going to turn out or what's going to happen here. But I'm going to have fun, and I'm going to try some new things. And that's what's happening today. So wait, hold on. Let's see. I had some. Okay, there we go. I had some reference images up, just some like ravens, because like coloring something black can be a little bit difficult, especially if you're like trying to leave some highlights and stuff like that. So I have some raven images up on Pinterest. And yeah, I kind of felt like just coloring dark, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to start right in with black, or this very dark gray. I think it's not quite black. And sometimes it's just nice to try something new and not put any pressure on yourselves, on ourselves, me included. And I don't know. I have art blocks too, for sure. Like I do watercolor painting, and like I had a rough couple weeks with it. Like nothing was turning out the way I expected, So I really had to put all my own advice into practice. Like just keep going. There's, something to learn in every, there's no bad paintings. It's just learning, all that. But yesterday I don't know. I was kind of wondering how long is this going to go on for? Because it had been maybe 3 weeks since I painted something I'd been like pretty satisfied with, and I paint pretty much every day. And that's just, and it's not my first, it's not my first creative block either. Like this summer, I had another period where same thing, like just was not clicking. But yesterday, I painted something I was really happy with. So that was, it felt, it definitely felt more satisfying than painting things I was not satisfied with. But the ones that didn't work out, like those weeks of like where I kept going, was part of the process. Like I never would have got to the one that I felt more satisfied with if I hadn't kept going. So it's important to remember that. Like if you enjoy the process, again, it's about how you feel when you're doing it. And no one's perfect. But we try, right? We try our best. One of my painting mentors says, like, when you paint, it's a level of happiness, and sometimes it brings you the outcome. Sometimes the outcome brings you more happiness than other times. And that's just it was kind of funny. The way he said it was just kind of funny. I don't think I'm saying it as funnily as he did, but it was like, sometimes it brings you a lot of happiness. Sometimes it brings you less happiness, but try to be happy or enjoy the process. Just like watching color go down. Like I really like this right now, like watching the black go on the page. And I was thinking of getting fancy and like blending some colors in. And then I was like, I really am enjoying just watching black go down on the page. So that's what I went with. What feels nice to me in the moment. And I certainly, I do art for a living, so I certainly need these sessions where the pressure is off and I just get to play. Cool. That looks pretty nice. It looks surprisingly even, a little bit streaky, but not too bad. All right. And then I do have these markers pulled out. And I'm not sure if I'm going to use all of them, but that's sort of the jam that I'm going for. And we'll see what happens. Laura asks, what did I paint? I actually painted a very quaint little church. I'm a witch. I'm a practicing witch. I was raised Catholic. A lot of my friends and family are Christian, and I have no issue with iconography from any of the forms of religion or spirituality. And there's just something about a cute little chapel that I think is cute. And I was also trying to make a graphic for, I'm involved in a local art group. So I don't know if you've heard of this organization called Urban Sketchers. They have them worldwide. And it's a bunch of people that get together in different locations and draw the local buildings and environment. So I've been involved in my local Urban Sketchers since June, I think. And I help promote by like making cute little graphics with paintings. And my friend posted a bunch of pictures of the town that we're going to be sketching in on Saturday. And this cute little tropical chapel caught my eye. So I painted that. And it energized me to paint more things like today and get caught up with some of my painting assignments. I'm in this cool mentorship program with one of my painting idols, who I mentioned a couple weeks ago. His name is Thomas Schaller. Hi, Russell. I'm recording my video.
I'm going to be back. I'll be back.
Okay. Love you. Bye. That's my husband, Russell. He's fabulous. He's quite funny. Yeah, so I'm in a mentorship program with Thomas Schaller, who paints in a completely different style as I do. I think I've mentioned some of this before, but I'll just tell you anyway. And I'm a little behind on some of the assignments, so I need to go, now that I'm re-energized, I need to go back and do some of those. It's fun though. It's just like different compositions, and like he tries to get us to paint like in our own style, not just copy him, but like, and it's hard to like explain. Well, it's relevant to coloring too, for sure. But it's like hard to, the lesson I'm doing now is like painting in your own style, like versus, you know, copying someone else. And it's fine to copy other people when you're learning, like it's perfectly acceptable. And that's sometimes how you learn. Like sometimes I'll have to just do a tutorial or copy another painter that I really like just to get my bearings. But most of the time we want to learn to paint or color in our own style. And how you do that is just like, well, through practice and repetition and like a lot of that trial and error, like we were talking about earlier, like getting it wrong and trying again. But it's kind of like relating it to an emotional experience. Like, how do you feel when you look at it, and thinking of it as like the emotion you want to convey, what it means to you, and then that feeling of like when you're coloring or doing your art and it just feels so good and like you just want to keep doing it. Like when you're really enjoying the process, a lot of times that means you're really in your style. And I mentioned a couple weeks ago too, when I was talking about his painting, is we watched this one demo where he kind of blew it. Like he's a master. And like just to watch him kind of blow it was great, because it reminded me that like even my art heroes, you know, have a bad day and they try it again. It's just part of how it goes. So I invite you to try again. Yes, and I have no idea how this is going to come out. It's already more colorful, a little bit wild, but that's okay. I'm really actually talking about coloring in our own style. I'm really enjoying myself right now. So just keep going with it. Okay. I do need to think in my brain a little bit here. Okay. I did it. I thought. I know how to continue. Hello, Tina. Your grandson was trying to thwart your efforts to join. Tina, I mentioned earlier that I am really just experimenting and playing today, so it might not be the day to color along with me unless you're okay with getting extremely experimental. Emphasis on the mental. Because I'm just going to kind of blend colors and layer and play a lot. I was going to emphasize purple tones here, but there's a lot of pink, so we'll see how I can blend those together. And then the raven, of course. I was going to do blackish purple. I'm kind of saving the raven for last because I feel like it might be challenging, but that's okay. If it's challenging, should I do it first to get it over with? I think in art, oh, this is a very random thought, but I'll go with it since I'm thinking about it. In art, I usually save the hardest parts for last. Like if something looks challenging, I'll put it off till the very end. But when it comes to food, I'll eat like the thing I like least first. And then I save my favorite stuff for the end. But my husband does it the opposite way. Like he'll eat his broccoli last. I do like broccoli, but yeah, he'll eat his veggie, he'll eat his favorite stuff first and then save the least favorite for the end. Anyway, a little bit silly. Nessa, yes, the hardcover and spirals on Amazon have predictably the best paper of my books because they come from factories that have no possibility for variance. But the planners are all double-sided, so I must be very upfront about that. Whereas a lot of my other books are single-sided, so look at this one. Unfortunately, there's just so much information. Fortunately or unfortunately, there's just so much information in the planner that I have to make them double-sided. There is a printable PDF though of the planner. I have it on, it's at a secret link, so just email me for now. Oh yeah, that's a good news and an update I should tell you about. No counterfeits yet this year, and hopefully none at all. So the reason I have the PDF at a secret link is because counterfeiters have purchased it before and used it to pirate my books. And I've been fighting counterfeiters for 2 years. And I really fought them hard last year, and I felt like I won because I got them shut down in like 2 weeks. And I don't think they shipped any books or made any money, which is what they're trying to do. So I don't know if it's that or a combination of that and the whole tariff thing and the de minimis, because I know that whole de minimis law on imports, because the pirated books would ship from China, and they were exempt from import duties. But I believe that's changed, so I don't know. I don't know if it was my efforts in shutting them down. I don't know if it is all that political drama. I don't know. But I do know that so far I have not been hit with any counterfeits this year, which is massive. Saves me a massive amount of time and money. And saves me a lot of headache too, because that was pretty brutal. First year especially, it was pretty brutal. It's hard not to take it personally, you know. I know it's not personal because like tons of art gets ripped off. But you know, my art is like spiritual in nature, and I really comes from my heart and my spirit. So seeing it get pirated was pretty brutal. But I became an expert. I became an expert in anti-counterfeiting for what it's worth. Kind of wild. So yeah. And I think my efforts paid off, at least somewhat. So, and if you ever I'm happy to help any other artists that are dealing with that. So if you see anyone or you are an artist dealing with that, I'm always happy to help. Just email me. It's amy@coloringbookofshadows.com. I'd be happy to help you. I know all the tricks. Or most of them. I know a lot of tricks. We'll put it that way. Yeah, so this is going to be a little bit wild, but I'm just going to keep going. I really am just sort of experimenting here, so bear with me. We'll see how it works. Yeah, I'm not so sure. Peach and purple and like black. That's okay. It's fun though. I got to admit, I don't know exactly what I'm doing here, but I'm having a good time. So it's about how it feels, not about how it looks. And it feels like fun, so I'm gonna roll with that. And there's a pretty juicy topic to discuss on this page. I don't know if you want to, but it's a pretty juicy topic. So getting to know your intuition versus your thoughts, your logic, and your worries. And that can be kind of difficult or maybe a little confusing. You know, is it anxiety or is it arcane wisdom? Well, maybe a little bit of both. And the bottom of the page here says, is your intuition a voice? And this is going to be different for everyone, so I can't claim to have all the answers here. It's just something to think about on your own. But is your intuition a voice, a feeling, a vision, or a sense of knowing? What do you think? What does it sound like? Where do you feel it in your body? Or how do you sense it? Does it feel like ease or struggle? What does So that's a pretty juicy topic for a little coloring page, I think. But it's an important one. I kind of had to think about that. I had an example this week of that myself. I was about to, have the Yule Winter Solstice books coming out in a couple weeks. And I was finishing the covers. And one of them just didn't feel right. And it was kind of like, am I overthinking, or am I overthinking this? Or is it my intuition? And it was my intuition. But then in order to solve it, I kind of went into overthinking mode. I tried a bunch of new things. I gave myself like a little bit of a rest, like let it sit for overnight, and then kind of tried again. And the next day, it all seemed a lot more clear. The next day, I really kind of had the answer. And it wasn't a big, huge shift. Like, you'll see it. I'll release it. I'll show you the cover next week. But basically, the coloring book version, the cover was blue, like a light blue. And kind of like a wintry blue. But I was like, it's not right. Like, Yule should be red and green. And fair enough, right? But it's kind of an interpretation. And there is a lot of winter solstice stuff that's blue. But very long story short, kind of had to listen to myself. And the answer turned out to be a different shade of light blue, like a lighter shade, like a more silvery blue. But there was a lot of like the worries and fears and all that really crept through, that I kind of had to wade through to get to like what my intuition was saying. So I don't know if that makes any sense. Kind of a hard thing to explain, intuition, you know. It really is more of a feeling. But that was sort of my experience with it this week. And there was definitely some overthinking going on. And worry and fear and all that. And this is a bit of a strange page, but I really am having fun with it. I also just wanted to give myself like more experience in blending different colors today, because I feel like I've sort of been holding back with alcohol markers just because I didn't have the experience with it. Like, I want to color things darker and moodier, but I didn't quite feel comfortable with it. So I was like, let me just dive in here and try some different things. So my result may be weird, it may be cool, maybe a combination of both, and that's okay. Nessa said she often has the correct intuition, but then her brain tries to like talk her out of it. And then in the end, her intuition was proven correct. Yep. I have that experience too. I think that's a common one. Because our logical brains are not the intuitive part of us. Often intuitive nudges are illogical. And then your brain tries to like protect you a bit. And then Carissa says, learning is part of the fun. That's right. You know, it sure is. When you have those breakthroughs, it feels really good. And then the middle, the learning parts, the messy middle can be fun too. I think anytime you do find yourself in a messy middle, it's like kind of like a sign, if you will, that you are learning something. And it's time to keep going. Okay, this is strange but very fun at the same time. Something about the shape is a little bit weird, like the shape of the background and the way I did the colors, but I'm really enjoying blending the colors, I gotta say. And I'm having more success with it. Like I'm allowing myself to play a little bit more here, as I said, and be a little bit messy. It feels good. Kind of feels like when I was a kid and I was just like in a mud puddle or something. Just feels good, like tactile and expressive. So thank you for joining me with it. Yes, Laura and Francis are saying sunset vibes. I agree. Okay. Yeah, printing on parchment type paper looks beautiful, Nessa. It really does. Like someone posted, are you in my coloring group on Facebook? I don't know if you, I think you are. But if you're not, join my coloring group on Facebook. Someone just posted some things printed on parchment paper and it looks great. So I've been using markers to like, and pencils to do like a parchment look, but it takes a lot of ink. So like getting the paper would be awesome. It would make that part a lot easier and you can get that old grimoire look. All right, so I was going to do purple eyeballs, but since I have so much purple already, I'm going to just do green eyeballs. Bright green eyeballs. Boop. Boop. Okay. Let's see. Border color. I think I'm going to do gold. I was thinking of adding like a medium brown, but instead of that, I'm just going to do this peach that I still have on the page, like this parchmenty peach. And then when I add the gold paint, at least it will have a bit of a background to work off of. You can do the gold metallic without any marker layered under it, but I think it looks a little more rich when you put a little bit of marker down first. Yeah, I would like to improve my marker skills, so here I am, giving it a go. Trying some new styles and techniques. And then I'm going to do this raven here. Mm-hmm. Yep, green eyes. Okay. Now it's time to be brave. Is this the gray 3? Yes, it is. So I'm going to do a base color of the lightest gray. Oh, and maybe some purple. Let's see. Hold on here. Let me open my raven. I have a reference photo of a raven with kind of purpley feathers. Just because. It'll help a little bit. Just to give me some ideas. The gray and purple markers are kind of blending pretty nice together. Okay. Let's see. Did I have one more gray marker? Yes, I did. I brought out 3 grays, like this pretty much black, medium, and light gray. When I stop chit-chatting, it means I'm thinking really hard. Or at least I'm really in the zone. I am concentrating very deeply. Trying to leave some highlight and some trying not to make it like a black blob, which could be totally fine too. Like, no, if you color your raven just all black, that's perfectly fine. No judgment on that. But I wanted to try to leave a little bit of highlight. So here I go. Watch me try. And a little variation in the purple, a little variation in the purple and the gray. And then that's a perfect example there. I kind of did it before I was able to talk about it, but there was a line of the darker gray. And for markers, like if you get your lighter color and just kind of go at it a little harder, you can blend that line out. It basically kind of melts the ink and you can blend the line out a little bit. You can definitely take it too far too. Ooh, it's looking pretty good. So I left some highlights on the chest and the wingtips and also some purple in there. And it's sort of the effect I was going for. So almost there. Let's see, where did Instagram go? Did I close it down? Oh no, there it is. Mabthe, is it Mabthe or Mabthe? Says that they are loving the gradient and looks like a sunset. Thanks, I agree. Very experimental sunset, but I think it's cool. I want it to have like a magical glow, so I think that part was a success anyway. And now next time I want to blend sort of like a sunset color, I'll have more experience than I did before I got brave and tried this out today. So that was a success. Gonna do some flicks. And let's see, ravens' beaks are usually pretty dark. Cute. Look at my little bird bro here. Yes, I'm glad I tried something a little bit new today. Ooh, okay. So now I am doing one of my favorite art tricks, which is to stand up and shake out my eyeballs and look far in the distance, like out the window for a minute, just to clear your eyes. I was gonna make that moon purple, and now I'm gonna make it green instead, just because I can. And my accents are green, so why not? Whoa, bold choice, Amy. Okay. So I think I'm gonna leave that like that for now. Oh, let me go get my metallic markers. Hold on, or my metallic paint. Shoot, where is my metallic paint? Well, if I don't have my metallic paint, then I can't finish that on camera, but that's okay. Time to clean up my office. I can't find my metallic paint. Paint. Where are you? Okay, well that's a little disappointing. I have no idea where I put my metallic paint. So I can't finish that on camera. Oh well. I don't want to just keep looking. I mean, I do want to just keep looking for it, but I won't. I have some other things I need to do today. So I'm going to call it for now, and then I will post my final thing. I think I'm just going to do the metallic gold and maybe a little bit more, but probably not much. Like, I think this is really cool. I love the way the raven came out. I love some highlights. It has a cool glow effect to it. And my experiments worked. I learned some stuff and got some more experience with it. So thank you for joining me today. I hope you'll join again. If you're in my coloring group, post a pic of what you colored. If it's from one of my books, or you can always DM me or tag me on Instagram or just email me. It's amy@coloringbookofshadows.com. And have a great night. Thanks for joining. Come again next week, Wednesday at 8 Eastern. Okay, have a good night.